Time now for Comms Check, and we thought we'd check in with you, our viewers, to see what you have to say about some of our latest stories. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first Comms Check comes to us regarding our story on the Army's efforts to modernize and stay ahead of would-be adversaries. Jared Richards writes, I'm pretty sure Russia is the most battle-hardened. I am an American and I had to wake up to this fact. Okay, battle-hardened, maybe battle-unalived, Jared. The most recent casualty figures show Russian losses in the Ukraine war are approaching 750,000 people dead or wounded. Why do you think Moscow needs North Korean soldiers? Putting aside the fact the United States is still pretty fresh off of a 2-decade domination of Iraq and Afghanistan, the vast majority of seasoned Russian soldiers and a good chunk of their battlefield commanders are dead, and dead folks don't share their wartime experience. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Next up, our story on the USS Seawolf, one of America's nuclear-powered fast attack submarines, making a very visible appearance in Tokyo Bay recently, prompted one viewer to write this: I don't think China cares anymore. We had to blur out the viewer's name, their tag, because it's just not appropriate for air. But, dear viewer, China most assuredly cares. I promise you that. You see, a lot of the investment the People's Liberation Army and the PLAN, People's Liberation Army Navy, a lot of the work that they've done over the last 20 years has been aimed at stopping U.S. Navy surface vessels and aircraft. So lots of missiles to sink ships and down fighters. But there's still not much the PLAN can do about the USS Silent Service, our submarines. And while it's not altogether out of the ordinary for a U.S. sub to make port calls in Japan, the Seawolf is a little bit of a different story because it's also a testing platform for new technology that the Navy is developing. Tech which could perhaps go on some of our uncrewed submarines like the Orca or the Ghost Shark, which are both currently in development. So yeah, China cares. If you have any thoughts or questions for us here at the show, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at weaponsandwarfare@san.com, or you can check in with us on any of our social media pages.